Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Realtree, Muddy Outdoors, Hoyt Archery, Fuse Accessories, Frigid Forage, Scott Archery, Cabela's, Trophy Rock, Night and Hail Game Calls, TrailCamPro.com, Bloodsport Arrows, Rocket Broadheads, and Nikon.
It's September 25th, Iowa youth season, and we're headed to a spot that my dad calls the killer stand.
Set up here, and the wind's kind of been swirling a little bit over here. It's cooled down some, so I hope something big comes out.
I got him.
I think you got him.
I got him. I saw it. It was a good shot.
You saw the hit.
I didn't see the hit, but I kept it steady while it shot, so I knew it hit it. There goes that down. Cool. I think I hit him right in about there or something. So that's awesome.
There he is.
Pull those vines off his.
Well, here he is. He's a nice little mature buck. In the past, some of the deer that we've killed haven't had a very big blood trail, but this one we got lucky and it had a nice one. It was pretty easy to find. I made a pretty good hit on him too for 120, 130 yards away. He died down in this little valley here. It's going to take a lot of work to get him out of here. He's a big-bodied old buck.
Good job, dude.
This is a small ridge where those deer were standing the evening of Drew's hunt. If you look at it, I'm standing in a really nice food plot of green forage. This past spring I actually planted this food plot to soybeans, but with the drought, the beans only got a couple of inches tall and then they just basically dried up and died. So this spot here, in that tree stand that Drew was hunting in, was actually saved by just broadcast seeding the Big and Beasty onto this plot in early August. We caught a couple rains in August, just enough to jumpstart the Big and Beasty, turned a spot that otherwise would have been completely useless into one of the better killing spots on the whole farm. We had plenty of trail camera pictures of this buck, and I knew right away when I saw him that he was one of the deer that we had targeted for this area. We had a great youth season here on the Winky farm. Jordan kills on the 22nd of September, and Drew came back just a couple of days later on the 25th to take this great buck. This was the first year since the kids started hunting that we were able to fill both youth tags in a single season. I've been seeing a surprising amount of daylight activity not only in the stand but also on the trail cameras. It seems like it's a lot sooner this year than it's been other years in the past. So hopefully this sets the tone for the whole season. I've got a couple of bucks I'm after. I'm going to pull some cards out of some cameras and see if I'm seeing some daylight activity there. And if so, I'm going to shift into high gear myself. My trail camera strategy has changed now. Going into the season, back in September, I was really trying to get an inventory of where the bucks were at. As they left their summer ranges and moved into their fall ranges, I wanted to try to find them back. The best way to do that was just with the way this one is set up right here. The camera over what was a pile of corn. So I'm going to move this one to someplace else and put it on field scan mode, which is really what I shift to now that I'm into the time when I'm going to start hunting. Now I'm going to kind of fine tune my hunting strategy based on the field scan mode. And these Bushnell cameras, they have a really nice function. It allows you to take a picture every minute, and I can point it at a food plot, which is the ideal way to do it. But in theory, I guess you can point it at any kind of an opening where the deer kind of gather, if it's a staging area of some sort. And if you're interested in cameras that will do this, I mean, we really do recommend and have used the Bushnell Trophy Cam quite a bit here at Midwest Whitetail, and that's the camera that we like the best. And Trail Cam Pro is running a Midwest Whitetail exclusive special on the Bushnell Trophy Cam with all the accessories that you need to set up to get pictures. So you might want to check that out. I've got a link at the bottom of the player right now that you can click on and you can check out that offer. If you buy it as a combo, you can save 50 bucks compared to buying the individual pieces. So check that out. I'm going to take this one out. Actually, I'm moving it to another one of my Big and Beasty plots because it seems like that's where the deer are at. And I want to get as many cameras monitoring those Big and Beasty plots as I can, because I think if a good shooter is going to show up, it's going to be on one of those plots. I've got my cameras moved, and I've got 4 cameras now in field scan mode in the areas on food plots in the areas where I think the double G4 buck might be living. So keep checking back. I'll keep you updated on the blog, kind of where I'm at with that. No sign of Bubba. It's been almost 2 weeks now since we've had any photos of him. So it's going to be, I mean, you can see my breath probably. We've got this cold front rolling in. It's been raining for the better part of the last 3-4 hours. Seen a lot of deer activity out today already, just driving around and moving cameras and checking pulling cards. So hopefully you got out this past weekend. Anytime you get a cold front in October, that's going to be a trigger for buck activity. So keep your eyes on the forecast. We'll definitely be doing the same thing here. One thing that I started getting a lot of questions about right now on the website has to do with calling. People are always wondering, you know, what types of calls should I be using at this time? Is it too soon? The bucks will be sparring a little bit now. Now they're starting to do what will be more of a rut ramp up. And the testosterone levels keep rising. The bucks become a little bit more and more aggressive. So I think you can look at some rattling now. It may not be the aggressive, buck combusting into the calls like you'd have as you get closer to the rut, but a little bit more curiosity. They're starting to feel their oats a little bit. And I've done a lot of that over the years. I've called a lot of bucks in. So I'm not the least bit shy about pulling my grunt call out and hitting them with that. If that doesn't get their attention, or it's not loud enough to stop them where they can hear it, then it's time to get the pack rack and smack it together and make some loud sounds, and hopefully you can get their attention that way. If you're trying to find a way to carry less to the tree stand, and I'm a minimalist, I like just to carry whatever I can get in my pockets. Between the death chamber, which is the grunt bleat call from Nightingale, it's got an adjustable reed where you can move a little lever and you can go all the way from a fawn bleat all the way up to a mature buck grunt. And then you couple that with the pack rack, which is a highly portable, realistic sounding rattling system. You basically have every vocalization that you would need in the tree stand right there in these two calls. This cold front rolling through has really gotten me fired up, and I know talking with a lot of the pro staff scattered all over the Midwest that the guys are seeing more daylight movement this year than they're used to seeing in the past during this time of the year. These next couple of weeks look pretty good, so hopefully you can get a chance to get out. I appreciate you joining us this week. We'll see you right back here again next week for the next episode of Midwest Whitetail. And remember to always dream big.